For once in my life, I have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me.
Hello and welcome to the For Once in Your Life Challenge, Day 5. Hard to believe we've been together for 5 days, and we thank you for doing that. And tonight is what we've been waiting for, the For Once in My Life award-winning film. It will be on at 7 o'clock p.m. and you will hear more information as we go and learn more details on how you can access the film. We hope you made plans to gather with your family for tonight at 7 p.m. My name is Lourdes de la Mata Little, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing for Goodwill. I have been here for 20 years, and I have also served as the Executive Director of the film. Today we are at Goodwill, South Florida in Miami, and more specifically at the Spirit of Goodwill Band. The band is a unique group of people that have come together with varying disabilities and just play beautiful music together. And what's special about them is that they really just wanted to get together and show the world what they can do when given an opportunity. So it's about chances, about hope, about optimism, and just seeing what they can do. So that's what you'll be able to see in the film today. You'll see me surrounded. I've been saying it all week. You'll see me surrounded in plexi, and that's to protect the band members as they practice, and ourselves when we interview. They're going to be behind the plexi, and so that everybody is safe. So again, the inspiration for this project is to showcase again what people with disabilities can do. The mission of Goodwill South Florida is training and employing people with disabilities and other barriers, and it's teaching them work skills and teaching them confidence and teaching them how they can reach their maximum potential. And today I have the pleasure of having Sylvia Riorda, a guest, who's going to speak a little bit more about the training and actually what some of our programs are and how we offer that to the people with disabilities so that they can exceed. Next, I'd like to introduce Javier Pena. He was the musical director during the time that we premiered the film 10 years ago. He has since moved on, and he is a harmony coach, and he teaches people how to get along in harmony. And he uses a lot of analogies and metaphors that he learned as the musical director here at Goodwill. And so I'd like to introduce Javier now. Hi, Javier. How are you?
Hi, Lourdes. It's great to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Day 5. Here we are.
Yeah, day 5. We're still here, and we are so glad that people are joining us on the Facebook Live and those who are watching the replay. So thank you for spending the day or the time these few minutes with us. It's really has been really a blessing for all of us. Thank you.
Great. Yes, it sure has. So today's theme is connect with the higher purpose. And so there's always kind of a guiding element to our lives that we could tap into that helps us in our journey and maybe adds some meaning and significance. So take it away.
For the last 5 days, we've been talking about how to achieve your purpose, how to rise and redefine your purpose. Because I was saying that when you are walking in the darkness, you don't know where you're going, so you're not going to reach to your destination. So in the last few days, we've been kind of using the metaphor of the orchestra, the metaphor of the band that we put together, which could be any orchestra in that regard. And then for that purpose, we talk on day 1 about the audience. We talk about how you connect with your audience. Also, we talk about on day 2 about fears, how you conquer your fears to step up and move into the stage that you have been called to. We talk on day 3 about songs and how songs represent our dreams and how we can dream in the same way that songs are created. So we have something to move and that can fuel our soul. And yesterday we talked about musicians, and in general, because music with no musicians will never exist. So in that case, the music is really, the musicians represent that. So we talk about the stories of the musicians of the band which have encountered dissonance in their lives. I talked to you yesterday about what dissonance is and how we can live with dissonance and use that dissonance to help others and grow ourselves. Today, in the final day, I want to talk about what is it, the orchestra from the perspective of the musicians and also their relationship with the conductor. And what does that mean? Because all that really creates what is a really a goal to achieve a higher purpose in our lives. How you connect with your higher purpose. That's really today's lesson that we want to share with you. How do you connect with your higher purpose? Well, if there is a purpose, we have it. Now, it higher means that it's at another level. And I want to start this topic today with the story of Dr. Edgar J. Helms, who was the founder of Goodwill Industries in 1902. So Reverend Edgar Helms was a Methodist minister, and he lived in Boston. And his story is very interesting because when he went to seminary, he actually wanted to be a missionary. He wanted to go to Africa, but he has some health issues and he was denied that. So after that being denied, he was assigned into a part of the city, the inner city in Boston, that was facing a lot of poverty. And at that time, he remembered that people didn't have jobs. And so he remembered that when he went to seminary, he heard a story from the Bible that when Jesus, there was a miracle that Jesus multiplied the fishes and the for people. And then there was something specifically about that story that caught his attention, which was after the end of the story tells the miracle of the people got fed. He said that it says that there were some baskets that were picked up, the leftovers, so nothing will be wasted. So that idea stuck into his heart, into his mind, and he said, well, nothing should be wasted, because he saw that some people had stuff in their homes and they were just getting rid of it, and things that they didn't want anymore. And he thought, well, those things shouldn't be wasted. At the same time, he looked at the people who were living in the inner city where he was assigned to, and he felt that these people also were wasting their talent. The society was kind of discarding them. So he took that idea and he said, nothing should be wasted. And with that purpose, looking into something that was beyond what he was thinking, he founded the Goodwill Industries, which was the concept of the thrift store. So next time you go to any Goodwill store or any thrift store, we should take a moment to thank Dr. Helms for thinking about the idea that nothing should be wasted. In the case, how this connects with a higher purpose, it's a good lesson for all of us, and to me in particular, because he had an idea to become a missionary. That didn't work out, but he represents what it is to follow a higher purpose. And a higher purpose in that sense means what could benefit to someone that is beyond what is in front of you. He had an ambition to go and help people in Africa, but his plans actually were diverted for something that is for the better, because we wouldn't be here actually if he wouldn't have started this, and many people having been blessed by starting the Goodwill concept, and many stores and many people being served for that purpose. So really, Dr. Helms reveals in a way how he redefined his purpose, how he rose and redefined his purpose, because he found his audience, who were the people in Boston who were not employed. There were new immigrants and people with disabilities. So he found his audience. He also confronted his fears, the fears of what it was to create something that have never been done before. Also, he had those dreams to help people, which we've been talking about this week. And he confronted his own dissonance of being rejected when he wanted to go to and do something different in life. And actually he felt he got stuck in Boston, and actually made a tremendous change because he was able to look at his higher purpose. So the first point I wanted to share with you into the lessons is to look for your higher purpose means that you need to look above. You need to look above what is in front of you. And sometimes we have goals, dreams, aspirations, and those are limited to what we see in front of us. But the idea is to look up beyond what's above what we see in our eye level. And the application is, I always like to use the application of the orchestra, because when you look at an orchestra, and in my case, when I was conducting the Goodwill Band, which was a large group of people, almost 28 people on stage, I was directing them, I was conducting them from the piano. And in order for us to have a great performance, we had to establish a relationship, because when I was playing and I needed for them to do something specifically, all I had to do was just give them a simple hand gesture or a look, and they were able to understand what I was communicating, because we had a relationship, we had a connection, so they were able to understand what I was telling them, and that was just what created the beautiful music that we had together. So in life, we also have what I refer to as the supreme conductor, who is beyond above all of us. And when you're looking for direction in your life and you may not find your purpose, I want to encourage you, like in the same way, like Dr. Helms look up for direction, that you can look up and look at the conductor, the supreme conductor, who sees your spiritual guidance, because we all have spiritual needs. And until those needs are not satisfied, we're not going to be able to really fully fulfill our purpose. So the supreme conductor, again, when you see the conductor in an orchestra, is above level. He sees and hears everything. The musicians who are playing, they're only seeing their part, but the conductor sees everything. In the same way, when we feel like if you, even after all these steps that we have been discussing this week, you feel like you need some direction, the answer really is not looking around, but looking up to find that direction and find your purpose. The second point that I wanted to share with you about looking for your higher purpose is obey the lead to achieve your higher purpose. And that means being open to whatever direction you feel that is connecting with you in your life. Sometimes opportunities come to your life that you're not expecting, that didn't have in plans. And these principles could apply to your personal life, to your business, to how you run a team, and be open to obey those leads that are coming from a place that you were not expecting, but you feel in your heart that is something that you must do, even if it takes some courage to do that. And finally, I want to give you a last step in this journey to achieve and connect with your higher purpose, which is play with passion. Playing with passion in what you have been called to do, which what I call the orchestra of life. It's very, very important to achieve and get to the higher purpose. Some of the things that I think about when I think about playing with passion, I think about a story that happened right when we released the film For Once in My Life 10 years ago. And I remember we were approached by a gentleman who I respect a lot. His name is Eduardo Martoret. He is the conductor of the Miami Symphonic Orchestra. He is a tremendous musician and conductor, and he has worked in 3 continents with the best musicians on the planet. And I remember Maestro Martoret came to hear the band. He has watched the film and he was deeply touched, and it was an honor for us to have him in the music room. So he came, and I was a little nervous because the stature of his musicality is highly respectable. So we play a few songs. We put a short recital for him. And I remember when I was playing, I looked a little bit to the side, and he was smiling. He was really beaming. And I thought, well, this is a good sign. So at the end of the performance, I came up to him. I asked him what do you think about the band and the music, because he has watched the film but not hearing the band live. And he says something that I will never forget. He looked at me right in the eye, and with his smile still beaming, he said, "Javier, I wish all my musicians were like your musicians." And that really shocked me what he would say something like that, because I thought, well, why did you say this? Because you have worked with the best musicians on the planet. And he said, you know why? Because the majority of the musicians that I work with, they play with their head. But your musicians, they play with their hearts. And that makes the whole difference in how the music is felt. So to me, that was one of the greatest lessons, because when you play from your heart is when people really see it. So everything that you do in life, whether it's your personal life, your relationships, your business, the way you treat your clients, the way you do your work, the way you manage your team, the way you raise your children, you have to do it with all your heart. That's why finding your purpose is essential, so you can love what you're doing. So because when you love what you do, it's something that nobody needs to tell you what to do and how hard you need to work. Because when you love what you do, your passion drives you, and that is the fuel that your soul needs to actually make a difference. And when you do everything with your heart, people feel it, and that's what it really makes the difference. So remember to play with your heart. I want to close as we finish this day 5 on Rise and Redefine Your Purpose, reflecting on the lyrics of the song For Once in My Life, which we have used as a framework because it's a beautiful song. And I want you to think about today's message, which is, for once I have someone, and that someone is the higher purpose, that connection and that personal relationship that you could have with that supreme conductor. I have someone I know won't desert me, because you don't want to be alone when you're fulfilling your purpose. You need to have someone. I'm not alone anymore. And we have all been created to connect with each other. We cannot do things. It's something we have learned this week. It's something that I've learned over the 15 years that I work at Goodwill with all the Goodwill, the band members, is that we are not supposed to do this alone. Each one of us has an instrument to play in the orchestra of life, and you have to discover what is that instrument, what is that purpose, what is your role, what is your sound. So knowing that you're not alone anymore is very, very crucial. And for once, I can say, and I hope you can say that as well after these 5 days, I can say, this is mine, and this is your purpose, this is your calling, this is your personal calling. You can take it. As long as I know I have love, I can make it. And love is really one of the most beautiful things that moves everything. One of my mentors says that love is the better business strategy. The one who loves the most is the one who gains in the game. So that if you want to fulfill your purpose, love, extend love, and live with love. So I want to close by giving you thanks for tuning during these 5 days, for giving us the chance to come into your phones, come into your offices, and share with you the principles of how these 15 years, or even all these years, even more, not only my 15 years, but all the years that the Goodwill Band has been, and especially the film story, that you can take this as a reflection to how you can rise and redefine your purpose. Because it's just not anymore for once in my life, it's for once in your life. So you can rise, redefine who you are, and achieve what is in your heart, what you have been called to do.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I can see in your eyes and the way you express things how much truth that is to you and how you live your life. And it was very moving and it was very touching. And I guess what's really important is that you trust the process, right? Trust the journey. You don't always know where you're going to start out, but we all wind up kind of where we need to be. And hopefully that's with some love and some passion and some kindness. So thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, I just want to say a couple of things. When you're playing your instrument, and right now since March things get really dissonant for most of us. And then looking for answers when you are actually playing in an orchestra and you get lost, one of the first things you do is you look at the conductor, and he's going to lead you into, guide you into what's the next step that you need to do. And this is a great moment to do that in our lives. So I just want to say something real quick. I want to thank everyone that has been participating behind the scenes, and all the people at Goodwill, all the counselors, you, of course, your team that have put all this together. And on my end, I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, who has been behind the scenes helping
Right.
with all the technical aspects and making sure I look okay, at least presentable. So it's a pleasure to be part
Thank
of
you.
this, and it's a beautiful it's a beautiful experience for us to connect. And yesterday with Orlando, it was great talking and seeing his vision, and knowing that he has carried this vision to another level. And then it's just been beautiful to know that the music continues in all of our lives.
Right. Say hello to Margarita for me. And you're right. And I think that everybody, we're blessed to be in an area, in a situation in this room and beyond, where we are surrounded by people who equally love the mission of Goodwill and who every day do it with all heart. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Javier. Thank you so much. Next, I'd like to introduce one of our band members. Her name is Nancy Spagnola, and we're going to show a video of her for a minute while we get her on here. I hope you enjoy it.
Hey, I feel good. I knew that I would now. I feel good. I know that I would now. So good, so nice. I got
You lead the dance, all right? And you have to look at her, what she's doing.
I'm not the world's greatest dancer, you know. I try, you know.
But you are.
Keep trying.
Nancy, the world's best dance.
I'm not the world's
Same
greatest
time.
dancer, you know, but
Just do it, Nancy.
Just do it, girl. Just do it, girl. Enjoy.
Just do it all out, Nancy.
Enjoy. Okay.
enjoy yourself. There's a buttonholes over here, and I mark it. And there's a buttonhole over here, and I mark it. Move, duck, don't get in the way, duck. Move, duck. Okay, ducks, here we got some bread for you.
I'm really surprised when I see the life that Nancy has. She lives with her brother and sister, and she runs the house.
Oh, I gotta let my water out. Wee! Oi, Mamma Mia. Yes, Diane is coming. I gotta let out my water. This is my brother, Anthony. This is my sister, Diane. They
Hi.
stay here.
We stay here.
She does the housework. And she cooks on the weekend, on the
During the
weekdays. I help cook on the weekends, you know.
That's why I'm still alive.
That's why he's still
That's why I'm
alive.
still alive. Oh, no. I'm gonna,
That's why he's still
that's
alive.
why I'm still alive.
That's why he's
That's a
still
good
alive.
one. You're. That's
This
a good
was
one.
my mother.
She
had heart problems
Breathing
and
problems.
breathing problems.
Breathing problems.
She just couldn't hang on anymore. What are you gonna do?
She's, you know.
What are you gonna do?
My sister was very understanding and kind and lovable. The father was more bossy, you know, he was very domineering. She looked happy there, and he was, like I said, he was nice when they first got married, but then after. So anyway, not happy memories. Anthony was injured at birth, so he's had trouble mentally. And the sister was very slow, and the father was very bossy. He wanted everything so perfect. He was very disappointed in the first two children. And he hit them a lot. The wrong thing, hitting them across the face. And by hitting them the way he did, he made their condition worse than what they were. Nancy was born normal, but she was still slow. And the father kind of catered to her a little. But living in the house with her sister and brother, she kind of got like them.
I gotta get it from the bedroom. Anthony, go get us a paper towel from the bedroom. Okay, go ahead. Turn those. No, not yet. We do our usual routine every day. On the weekends, my sister and I make the beds and do the laundry and
Go to the
go
pool when
grocery
it's nice
shopping.
day.
And
Me and Nancy do the dishes.
And
Yeah.
what does Anthony do around here?
you go, Jim.
How could you so?
You go, Jim. You tell it like it is. Tell it like it is.
How could you say that?
Tell it like it is.
Good one.
Whoa. Tell it like it is.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
It's a good thing all the bills, the checks have my name on it, because if the checks didn't have my name on it with hers, nothing would be on in here. I'm serious. If she didn't show me how to do all that, nothing would be on in here. It's a good thing I got a good brain. Because if I didn't have a good brain,
There you go. Here we have Nancy Spagnolo. Thank you so much for sharing that clip. I have someone who wants to say hello to you. Somebody you may not have seen in a little bit, but you certainly heard him.
Hello, Nancy. How are
hi,
you?
Javier.
So good to see you.
Yep, you too.
Nancy
Thank you.
looks like she's lost a little bit of weight too, huh? Looking thin and
All this
sharp,
frustration,
beautiful,
all the-
with a
all the
beautiful bow.
frustrating over my brother, lifting him up.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Let's just say hello to
not go into
Javier.
that.
Yeah, so that's a lovely blouse you have. You look great. So how is everybody at home?
Okay, my brother had to go into a rehab.
Oh,
We'll talk about that now.
okay, we'll talk about that. So what do you remember? What songs
Keep
have you?
lifting him up all the time because he's not easy lifting up. We couldn't keep calling 911, so my cousin arranged for him to.
Hmm.
Well,
Well,
that's great. At least he's being cared for. So
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. So what songs have you done in the band lately with Orlando? Which songs?
well, they've been on a break a
Oye,
little bit.
como
Right?
va?
Oye, ¿cómo va? Okay, you like that, right?
Downtown,
Downtown.
which
That's a song
Michaela
there.
was supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
but she
Okay.
keeps passing it off. She don't want to do.
Michaela's another one from the choir, right? And another one of the singers.
Passing, she don't want to.
She doesn't want to do it. And which one is your favorite? Which one is your favorite?
And Walter sings I Just Called.
What's your favorite though?
What's your favorite song?
I love I Just Called when we do the ending. We do the ending real good.
That's great.
That's great. That's wonderful. Well, I miss you very much.
Yeah, I miss you too.
Oh, thank you. I hope we can see each other soon and then hug each other and then continue our friendship. So that I miss you very much. So please say hi to your family and thank you for this reunion. It has been wonderful. 10 years,
Yeah,
can't
my
believe it,
cousin
right?
was supposed to come down, but with this stupid, excuse me,
Yes,
I don't
but
know when she's gonna come.
Yeah, it's
With my little cutie, with her grandson. Oh, he's adorable.
yes,
I got a
wonderful.
picture of him like this with the picture. Oh, he's adorable.
Wonderful.
I don't know when we're gonna see them with this stupid.
Okay,
well.
very good.
The COVID has definitely interrupted a lot of things
Yes.
and changed a lot of
Yes,
plans
yes,
for
yes.
sure.
And we were supposed
We're
to do
moving forward.
the annual in March.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
That
annual
got
meeting.
stopped.
The annual meeting was postponed, and so
Yes. But things are getting better. So we're gonna move forward
They're
into
making
that.
the virus So I
Yes.
wish they hope they give it to the people that have it.
Okay.
All right, Javier. We'll let
All right.
you go. I know you have other
Yes.
things to
Okay.
do.
Good.
Nancy, we'll chat a little bit, me and you.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Bye-bye.
thank you,
Okay,
Javier.
bye. Love
Bye-bye.
you.
Love you
Okay.
too.
So Nancy, when you were watching that clip, you had told me, and as you just told Javier, so it's now the two of you. So your sister and you are living together, and your brother has been put in a home so that he can have they could take better care of him because you said he was falling a lot. So, but that's great. You've
He
taken.
fell 3 times.
Yeah.
He fell twice in the room and once in the living room, and we can't keep calling.
Of course. No, that makes that was a very good decision on your part. So.
I didn't
That was
do it.
good.
My cousin did it.
Okay. So anyways, I think it's been great that you've been able to take care of yourself and your sister and your brothers for as long as you have. I know that probably wasn't always so easy.
And he wasn't walking.
And he wasn't walking. Yeah, so it's not easy. And that's a topic that we've talked a little bit about when people with disabilities, as they get older, what's really going to happen to them when their families are aging.
I miss him,
And,
but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
So that's really where a place where Goodwill comes in, because Goodwill has given Nancy a lot of skills, right, and has allowed you to be kind of who you are. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how long you've been in the band, first of all?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
A long time.
When Javier
Over
started.
20 years.
Yeah,
How long have you been here? Over 20 years. Because you were here when I got here, and I've been here for 20 years.
So it must be that then.
It must be around there. Yeah. And you've always been. What's your role in the band? You were
Sing.
a singer. The world's best singer and the world's best dancer? Maybe not so much. Tell us a little bit about the White House. So you went to the White House. How was that?
Who did we see? Patti LaBelle?
Patti LaBelle? I'm not sure we saw her. I think we saw the president.
Was, yeah, and Patti LaBelle too. Wasn't that Patti LaBelle? And what's that other lady? The one that can't talk? Does the hand movement. What's her name?
I don't remember
What was
that.
her name?
I don't remember that. But we went to the White House to celebrate the 20th anniversary act, the 20th anniversary of the Disabilities Act.
Yeah.
And we were invited to the White House, and that was a great honor, right? That was
I
a
can't
lot
think
of
of
fun.
the other lady. What's that lady's name that she had to use the hands to talk?
A sign interpreter?
Yeah, what is it? What was her name?
I'm not sure we know what her name is.
But anyway.
But anyways, that was a good experience. You got to see President Obama,
And we
I believe,
went
at the time.
touring with
Javier.
Yeah, and Dennis.
And Dennis Pastrana, yes, Dennis Pastrana. He was our CEO for over 50 years. And so we owe him, we owe him a lot, because it was him who helped grow Goodwill to where it is now. It started from nothing, and now it is a very big organization. And it was really his vision that allowed the band to come together and flourish. And he very and still to this day very much believes in the mission. And it is really because of him. And I know that you know him and remember him well, and we are all very fond of him. So thank you, Dennis, for your contribution, because without you, this place probably wouldn't have been here. Certainly not the way that it was.
Wasn't that sad about Tom Castle? Wasn't that sad?
Yeah. So what Nancy's talking about is obviously COVID has hit us quite big, and we've had one of our very beloved engineers, plant manager, has succumbed to COVID, and we were all very affected just a few weeks ago. And so that's why we're taking it as serious as everybody else is. So tell me your job at Goodwill. What have you learned about
I marked buttons on the army pants.
You put buttons on the army pants?
No, I marked the buttons.
You marked, like the video showed.
Yeah.
Okay. So what has Goodwill taught you, and how has Goodwill helped you personally? It gives you a place to go to?
Yeah.
You've developed some friends? You're part of a band, right? All of those things?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, that's great. Well, we love to see what you do. We love that you're here. We love that you're part of our family. And thank you so much for being a band member and doing what you do for us every day. Thank you, Nancy. Many times, as we said, you see people, folks like Nancy that we help all the time, again, tours, and people really genuinely do ask us, how can I help and what can I do? And we introduced this yesterday because, again, it's something that people ask us all the time. And what we want to let you know is there is so many reasons, as Nancy just mentioned, that our plant manager passed away and a few others, and we furloughed people, and we have been hit financially, with a large impact. Our gala has been canceled, so really now more than ever, we're looking for support. And so with that, I'd like to encourage you to donate. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to have a lot of money, but really giving feels good. And so we've come up with some levels of giving that can help you, decide. Of course, any amount is great. Level 1 is $97. And again, all the money that we come here helps to keep the music playing and to support our job training programs. Of course, your gift is tax deductible. You'll get a recording of all the 5 days of that we've done because they are going away after a week. Our second level is $397. Again, continues to support the program. And then what we'll throw in is one 3x5 U.S. flag, one of the flags that we make here that you can display on your home or fly in your companies, and a $50 gift certificate to our thrift stores. If you haven't been there, it's really a treasure trove of things, great bargains, and great do-it-yourself stuff to decorate your homes, and really just a very good concept. And especially if you're into sustainability, recycling, repurposing, we are one of the pioneers of that, just as it happened naturally. And our level 3, which is our $997. So you get 2 of the flags, and you get a $100 gift certificate. And then you can see on your screen what the different bonuses are. And you can also see all this on our Facebook Live. So again, you can help keep the music playing. Go to ForOnceInYourLifeChallenge.com/donate, and you can make your donation there. And of course, anything that we get is greatly, greatly appreciated. And if you've never done it before, this is a great place to start. You will feel good about it, we promise you, and we hope you know that it's going to a good cause, and you've met some of the people that are being benefited by that. And so you might have noticed that a lot of the people that we have introduced, whether it's counselors, myself, we've all been here for a long time. And again, as Javier mentioned earlier, we love this place. We believe in it. We believe in the mission. And if it's not that truly in your heart, you want to serve others and make a difference and have a meaningful life, we wouldn't be here for as long as you have. So next, I'd like to introduce Sylvia Riorda. Sylvia has been here for 32 years. And so we're glad you're here, Sonia. So tell us a little bit about a lot of the program participants that we've seen fall under your category. So tell us what your title is and what your role is. What do you do at Goodwill?
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me to this beautiful event. Like you said, I've been here for 32 years, and my role has been always the same, try to direct the group of psychologists and social workers that make the miracle happen.
Yes.
So they are in charge of taking care of the participants while they're in our programs, any of the programs. So that means that every time that person with disabilities enter in Goodwill, is assigned to a counselor.
Okay.
That's their title. And I'm direct of those counselors. So I'm the director of vocational services.
Great. And that's really important. I've referred to the counselors being the secret recipe, the secret ingredient that makes Goodwill run. So the counselors that you've met throughout the week, they all report to Sylvia. So Sylvia, I know a lot of people, without getting too technical and too institutional, because we want to kind of keep it brief, but tell us a little bit about how we provide the services and what someone can expect when they first come to Goodwill.
Okay, I'll try to summarize as much as I can.
I know. You can, by the way, everyone can find more information about all this on our website, because we want to kind of keep it an overview. So what you see on screen right now is what we call our human services model. And as I mentioned before, there are 2 reasons why we do what we do. Number 1 is to provide job skills and job placement for people that come to us receiving services. And the other one, it helps us generate the revenue that helps support the Human Services Program. So Sylvia, go ahead and give us an overview of this chart.
Yes, as you see on the screen, we had on the top the support services that we utilize to fulfill our mission, and in the bottom is what are the programs, the work programs.
Right.
That is everything that we do, and I want to clarify that because there's many rehab agencies in the community, but ours specialize in work.
In work.
So in preparing people
For jobs,
for
yeah.
jobs. So since we have many referral agencies, mental health agency for person with disabilities.
So these are other organizations
Yes.
that refer people to us.
Yes.
In addition to word of mouth or people who are just walk-ins.
Yes, and the purpose is the same, to prepare them for jobs.
Right.
They don't have a job, maybe they have never worked, and they want to do something productive in life.
Right.
So we also have people that just hear about Goodwill and come on their own. So we have self-referrals. So the first step is then they come through our admission department, and over there we gather all the information that the person brings, or we start telling them go to your psychologist or psychiatrist and bring us your information. After we have a pre-screening, we also have an evaluation. That evaluation will tell us, what abilities this person has,
Right.
and what kind of jobs we can match this person, or training if they don't have any training.
Right. So what's good about that, and what makes Goodwill special, is that it sounds like you do an individualized plan.
Yes.
So the evaluation part helps you figure out what is the best track that they're suited for, and then based on that, you move them along so that they either learn work skills or continue to develop existing work skills.
That's exactly right. Especially, we try to do as the least that we can, trial errors. So
Right.
that's why we like to analyze everything that we have in front of us, plus the person's need and desires, what they would really want to do.
Of course, 'cause that's
put
important.
everything together and develop a plan. Yes, everything that we do is individualized.
So that makes it a little custom. It makes it more kind of what I've been saying in the week, a little bit more family. So I know that
Exactly.
when people are ready once they have work skills, I know what happens is we put them in any of those 4 business, right? We call them our work services program. So everything that we do here is a program. Even our stores, even our manufacturing, our custodial, all of those is part of our work services program, and that's where they gain work skills, right?
Exactly. We have basic programs, like the vocational training. We have a specialized program for people with developmental disabilities. But the biggest part of the program, because we serve on a daily basis about 1,300 individuals.
Wow.
So about 200, more or less, are in non-pay. The rest are already in what we consider a paid program, and that's our biggest program that we have. That we
Right.
have about more than 1,000 people that are working in somewhere inside Goodwill.
Right, and they are getting paid, and
Of
they're
course,
doing their
of
job,
course.
and so that adds the element of financial. That we move them to greater financial independence, where they can kind of earn their own money. And our goal is to make sure that everyone continues upward mobility, so they can learn all the skills and earn as much as they can. And tell us a little bit about the recruitment. I know that. One of the things that I'm always helping is recruiting people with disabilities. So if you have someone that you know that needs a job and they have a disability, please contact
Yes.
us. Tell us a little bit about the training program and the paid training program.
Yes. We right now, of course, and for the grace of God, we always have jobs. So, and we always have the need of more people put in the job, because our mission is people with disabilities. So
Right.
we need to find it, and we always consistently telling people, come here, we have job for you.
Right.
So to help the people, because sometimes people come in a lot of economical needs.
Right.
So to help them, we created, especially in the sewing, the training, a stipend program. So we pay them while they learn how
Right.
to sew.
That's great.
And one of the reasons is also because we know that the sewing industry in Miami is dry. So we
Right.
are creating sewers.
Right.
And after we give them some money so that they can learn while they're earning, and at
Of
least
course.
one of their needs is covered while they're learning. And then once they're ready, so we hire them in the manufacturing
Yeah,
area.
so that sounds like a great program. So you come, even if you've never sewn before, we invite you to come. We will train you, and you will be receiving pay while you're getting trained. Yes. And a lot of times, there are transportation costs. There's, food and lunches, and sometimes people can't afford to be gone training for six weeks or 8 weeks yes. or whatever it takes. So the stipend helps them finish the program, and if they pass all the exams and everything that we set up for them, they're going to have a job. And so talk about really moving the needle for people. And so that's really the important message. So again, if you're looking for a job, if you have a disability, a barrier to employment, please contact us. Please contact Sylvia, and we can help change the course of your life. So yes. Thank you very much, Sylvia. Thank you for the work that you've done for 32 years, and all of your team. We really appreciate it. And we know that you guys are really the heartbeat of this place. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, and next I'd like to talk, I'd like to introduce Robert Sanchez, and he is the CEO for Ryder System. And Ryder has and Goodwill have a very unique partnership, because James Ryder was one of the founders of Goodwill. And now, 60 years later, Robert and Ryder and us continue to have a partnership. They are one of our biggest friends and our biggest supporters. Our apparel manufacturing division is actually named the Ryder Apparel Manufacturing. So I had a chance to meet with Robert earlier this morning and share some of his views and some of his opinions about Goodwill. Let's take a look at that.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I know that Ryder and Goodwill have a long history together. Considering that James Ryder, who was the founder of your company, was also the founder of Goodwill. So I always think that's a great relationship to start with. So tell me a little bit about you. I know that obviously Ryder is a leading logistics and transportation company, but I wanted to spend a little bit more time almost. I know you've certainly got a handle on the whole business corporate side of it. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the social responsibility and Ryder's vision on that. Just a little background. Obviously, you and I go a very long way. As being,
I think it was elementary school.
Elementary school, yes. So we're childhood friends, and our families are friends. And so I know a lot about you and your background. So I know that giving back is very important, and I'd like to just talk a little bit more about that.
No, that's great, Lourdes. Well, listen, I've been very fortunate to land at Ryder. I've been at Ryder now for 27 years. Ryder's a Miami company. It was founded by Jim Ryder almost 90 years ago. And one thing that I think has been a part of the Ryder culture for a long time has been this idea of giving back in the communities that we work. Obviously, Miami being our headquarters, we operate all over North America and the UK, but Miami being our headquarters, it really has been a place that Ryder has had a pretty prominent position in terms of supporting causes, philanthropic causes, like the Goodwill, as you mentioned, that Jim Ryder started back or was one of the business leaders that started back in 1959.
almost 60 years ago.
Amazing, almost 60 years ago. What's been great, Lourdes, you and I spoke just a few months ago when the COVID-19 first started.
Yes.
And quickly, our employees became the frontline employees in this, because they're the ones that were working at the warehouses and driving the trucks that were delivering the food and the essential supplies to communities around around North America.
Right.
And when we needed masks, the CDC guidelines dictated the need for masks. It was Goodwill who stepped up and got us the masks that we needed. I think 20,000 masks in a very short period of time.
Yes.
So that was even extra special for us, is to know that this is really a relationship that goes both ways. So I want to thank Goodwill and you and the team for doing that for us. I think what makes Goodwill special is really the work that you do. In a lot of organizations that in the community that do really good work, it's really about helping folks that need help and underprivileged and providing support for them. Goodwill goes a step beyond that, because you provide them a source to live. You provide them a way of making a living for themselves that they otherwise may not be able to have. So I think that's when I visit, that's what really hits home for me is is you see people who feel good about themselves, that are productive in their daily lives, and are doing something that adds meaning to their lives, and that's thanks to the work that you do at Goodwill. So that's why we felt so good about the naming of the apparel manufacturing at Goodwill. We think that ultimately fits really well with the values of the company. But let me pivot for a second then to this Goodwill band. I had not heard of it until I think you and I spoke. Must have been I don't know, 12, 13 years ago, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you had this band and that they could play at our kickoff for the United Way campaign. I remember that was my first exposure to the band. We've had them back at the office several times. I also do remember going to the premiere. I can't believe it was 10 years ago to see the movie. But you guys should be very proud of it, because I want you to know that all of us in South Florida are really proud of obviously the work you do at Goodwill, but also this beautiful band that you put together.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate it. And we think, and that's kind of why we're doing this, is really just to showcase, the band is just a showcase of the work that we do and all the people behind that make it happen. So so with that, I wanna thank you so much for your time. It's been awesome. You're great. We love you guys. I hope you tune in tonight and that you guys share it with everybody. Today's September 18th, Friday, 7 p.m. The movie is on Amazon Prime, so you can just gather your family. It's a great, uplifting, positive film. Gather your family tonight. Look at it. Come back. Put feedback. We'd love to hear feedback and let us know. So Robert, thank you so much. You, Ryder, Amy, Kitty, the whole team. Heather is also someone that we love and we hold dear. So again, thank you for your continued support.
So thank you so much, Ryder, for always stepping up and being someone that we can always count on. We really appreciate all the efforts and everything that you do for Goodwill. So as you've seen, Goodwill is large, it's complicated, it's diverse. We do everything we can to make it happen for everybody. And I want to share a quick video and introduce David Landsberg, our president and CEO, and Bridget Palango, who is our senior vice president of human services, to give you a little snapshot of their views and kind of share what their thoughts are.
Everybody wants to feel their worth. Everybody wants to feel like everybody else. And that means getting up and going to work every day, going to social activities. And that's what we try to instill in everybody that we serve. We all need meaningful routine and purpose because it's basic to our human needs. And without that, people just flounder.
In order to be able to grow and provide more jobs in our community. And so yes, we're proud of the level of sustainability we have, but we also ask folks to dig deep and find a way to help us fund this incredible organization, to jump on this mission which is so pervasive in our community.
Thank you, David, and thank you, Bridget. I think we've told the Goodwill story. We've talked about you've met a lot of the people, and so that I want to close. And this concludes our day 5 of the challenge. Thank you so much, for everybody, for being here. Remember to do your homework. Remember to how you can help. We please ask you to kind of dig deep and give what you can. $97, $327. $997, whatever it is, just show us your support, log on, whatever amount we will be grateful for. And so we ask you to go to ForOnceInYourLifeChallenge.com and donate. Again, this will all be on our Facebook page as well. You can always go to our main website as well, GoodwillSouthFlorida.org, and learn more. Tonight, we ask you to please watch our film, For Once in My Life, award-winning film, and you can, as we've been saying, you can watch it on Amazon. You'll see on screen now ways to watch it. For Amazon Prime members, go to Amazon.com, search for Once in My Life film, click For Once in My Life movie poster, and just enjoy the film. If you're a non-Amazon Prime subscriber, you can still do the same thing. Go to Amazon.com, search For Once in My Life. And then there's going to be an option for you to rent it for $2.99 or purchase it for $5.99. Either way, it's something that we hope that you enjoy and you'll be able to see our story. Due to popular demand, we may do another Facebook live broadcast on October 14th to celebrate National Disabilities Month. You'll hear more about that. Please send us comments, feedbacks. We love to hear from you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody. Thank you to my team, Adele, Vanessa, Nancy, everybody at Goodwill who has kind of helped make this happen, Sean and Miguel and Orlando who have allowed us to interrupt his band room, and everybody that makes it happen. David Landsberg, Bridget, the senior team, Dennis Pastrana who helped make all this happen as well earlier on. And again, thank you so much. It has truly been my pleasure to be here with you for 5 days, and we hope you stay in touch.
1, 2, 3, 4, and.
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. As long as I know I can make it. For once in my life, I got someone that needs me. For once in my life, somebody that needs me. I need you, you need me. I love you, you love me. Hey, hey, baby, yeah. Can you feel it? Like I feel it. It's alright. It's alright. When you hold me in your arms, when you thrill me with your charm, baby. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. For once in my